Trump is in Texas, and I'm sick of trying to go over the same shit all the time with him. But he couldn't be in court with his sons because he had planned on campaigning in Texas, which is a state he won handily, and quite frankly, people were pointing at that he might actually lose as it purples, and it will. And he will lose it next time. He's going to lose Texas if he runs again. If he's the nominee, they lose Texas. Just saying. But he was there, and instead of being there for Eric and Don's shit or whatever. But this is, we're just going to do a needle drop on this because I don't need to start from scratch as he mangles people's names.
All cars have to be electric. And I'm telling
Okay, hold on.
Everyone's jumping up. Oh, we got a new contract. You know, those companies are all going to go down the tubes.
Oh, sorry. So he's talking about the UAW got a contract and everybody's happy and they finally worked on it. They got like historic rises in pay, all that kind of shit. Biden walked the picket line with him. It fucking worked. All that shit. And he's butt chapped about it. So we pick it up from there.
You know what you do?
Yeah.
What you do is elect Trump, but don't worry about it. You know, I told the auto worker, I went to Michigan.
And I talked to a bunch of people who weren't union members.
Which is under siege.
It is. It really is. It's actually Canada. It's under Canada. Canada's at the top there, whatever. Siege, Canada. You pronounce it. Tomato.
And they're going to be losing all their jobs, all their
are.
Auto jobs. You know, everyone's jumping up. Oh, we got a new contract. You know, those companies are all going to go down the tubes. Bankrupt, yes, but they're going to go.
Well, yeah, but in all fairness, isn't all of America going down the tubes? So I guess we all go down together.
Go down the tubes. There won't be
those tubes.
Auto jobs because.
Yeah, because
Michigan gave us Motown, gave us Motown, gave us the Mustang.
So if you put those things together.
Michigan gave us Motown.
What's up, Motown Clan?
They didn't cover the fact that all cars have to be electric.
No, they don't.
And I'm telling you, if they don't do it right, if they don't do it fast and right.
Yeah, fast and right. Those are the two keys. I was looking in the contract. I hope they put the words fast and right in there. It's good. Yeah.
You're not going to have any semblance of automobile manufacturing in this country.
Yeah, if you don't do it fast and right, we're not going to have any semblance of auto manufacturing in this country.
I did very well with Mexico. I like the president very much. He's a friend of mine. But they took 32% of our automobile manufacturing out of our country and brought it into Mexico. And that's a sin. Canada took a...
It's a sin. Oh, dear God. Is it a deadly sin or is it just one of the kind of, you're going to smack them on the hand with a ruler? That kind of a sin.
Lot. And we signed a deal, which is very good for Texas, the USMCA. We got to have NAFTA. That was a big thing. That was a big jolt.
Let's see. Yes, the whiskey is this Tuesday.
For our country, we went from the worst deal ever done, ever, NAFTA, one of the greatest
and we renamed it and changed like 3 things.
Off deals, and now we're in the USMCA. And if you...
And it still exists? So if the problem, and so Biden hasn't undone it?
Look, that's Mexico, Canada. And if you look right...
Oh, it is. U.S.-Mexico. USMCA. See, I thought it was a YMCA.
Now, they're meeting with Biden. They want to renegotiate the terms.
Jesus Christ, he's still saying this?
Terms of the deal. And Louis, I would say go there as an ex-congressman who is very tough and successful. Tell him you better not do that deal. They want to renegotiate the terms. It's always nice, though, when you make a deal. I have a lot of deals where they're all trying to renegotiate him now with Biden. The sad part is they'll probably be able to do that, but don't worry.
What are you talking about? What deals? Name one where they're actually having sit-down negotiations. Name fucking one.
Change them back very fast.
They want to go back to what they were with the thing. They want to go back and put it in TV. Yes, Louis Gohmert's who he's talking to.
We'll change it.
And by the way, if Louis Gohmert is your negotiator, you're fucked.
With your vote, we will fire crooked Joe Biden, and we will reclaim America's destiny as the greatest energy superpower on the face of the earth. We were there. We were there. We were going to...
We're still there. Hold on. Mm-hmm. 3 days ago, U.S. oil production at record high, crossing 13 million barrels. The United States has set a record for oil production with just over 13 million barrels per day produced in August, according to the Energy Information Administration. Crude oil production reached 404.6 million barrels in August. This is a new record, surpassing the previous one set by U.S. drillers in July, the month before, at 401.73. U.S. production has increased by 33 million barrels compared to last year. Despite record-breaking production levels in the U.S., crude oil inventories are nearly unchanged from the beginning of the year with a difference of only 3 million barrels. They're going up. Gas prices are falling and may continue to drop. President Joe Biden's campaign took notice of this. Spokesperson posted on X, what are Republicans going to say now? Former special assistant to Donald Trump applauded the growth in oil production but criticized Biden's handling of the situation. He argued that gas prices remain high and the cost of oil has surged during Biden's tenure. That's because everybody went back to fucking work, you chump.
Be there in a very short, within a year, they would have been saying, man, what the hell is going on?
That's true. I agree. Almost everyone, if Trump had been around for another year, would have been going, man, what the hell is going on?
Perhaps worst of all,
nobody asks me about my plan to have people inoculated with the vaccines in parking lots of Walmart in the back of military trucks, like some sort of dystopian Netflix series.
Biden's insane mandates on so much, much, by the way, including these mandates. You know what that is?
Yeah, where it's a gay thing, where you go on a date with a man. Oh, it's not that. You mean the vaccine? You don't want to say the jab? Are you afraid?
Those are insane mandates, too.
Yeah, we don't have those. Dude, fucking... Look, he's playing the hits. Who am I to say?
I'm not here to talk about that.
No, you're not, because you want to take credit for the jab while decrying it at the same time. What the fuck?
But we're not going to let them. There's a move on now. All boats have to go electric.
What? Hold on. There's a move on now that all boats have to go electric. Okay. Well, all I have to say is that Swamp People is going to be a very quiet show, if that's the case.
Army tanks have to go electric.
No.
Okay. Because they want the tank. You know, we make the greatest tanks in the world, Army tanks. Think of this.
Oh, they're called Army tanks, are they? What's the name of the tank? It starts with an A too. It's not Army. There's fuck it. I don't know.
We make the greatest in the world.
Yeah, and those are called
because the tanks.
Yeah, we're talking about the kind you drive, not the stuff you keep kerosene in, right? I'm just clarifying because you don't seem to know what the tanks are called, and I would.
If they're electric, you're going into a country blasting the hell out of it.
Right, that's how it works. Okay, so he's not talking about he might be talking about the kerosene tanks. Maybe they're rolling them and then they blow up. You're going in, you're blasting the hell out of them, and then you run out of gas. And what happens when you run out of diesel fuel and your refueling truck has been blown up? And if it was an electric tank, you could open up some solar panels and charge the battery and at least pull back to an area where you could recharge to the full charge, or do a battery swap, which also isn't a liquid or a gas, doesn't take any transfer. You can just pull the thing out, slide it in with a truck, off you fucking go. Way quicker, but anyway, I'm sorry. You were saying something about running out of gas because tanks never run out of gas.
But at least we're doing it in an environmentally friendly way. We have electric. No, it's true.
No, it's true. It's true. It's so true. They're just trying to,
It's environmentally friendly. The problem with the tanks, though, it's really a problem.
It is a problem. Tell us the problem with the tanks. Is it the ventilation? Is that the problem? I'm guessing it is.
The battery storage capacity is so big that the tank would have to pull something behind it that's much bigger than the tank. So that's a little bit of a problem. They can't seem.
He's I love it when he deflates his own argument in the middle of it.
To work that out.
Yeah, you'll have to work that out at some point, because
Here I am like an idiot.
I don't understand.
But no, they want to make our army tanks.
Nuclear.
Think of this.
All right. I'm thinking.
They want to make our army tanks
all
electric.
Okay, so they can drag the thing behind them, but they want to make them that way, but they can't right now because the technology isn't there yet. Is that what you're saying?
For the environment.
Also, because they would be silent.
They want to make our planes, our jet fighters. They came to me when I was there. They have a new fuel that we can save about 15% on the environment. I said, what does it do to the plane? Well, it makes it less efficient. Would you like to be a pilot up there and you got guys shooting at you and you're approximately 15% less efficient?
By the way, this is bullshit. This is not about fighter jets.
But it's environmentally friendly to the people that you're at
They're talking about like bomber cruisers and that kind of stuff, big planes.
war with. This is what they're doing. And they want to take boats and make them. I was in South Carolina recently.
In a boat?
A great company like this, one of the biggest, one of the best. It's incredible.
Yeah, they make electric boats, do they? It's incredible.
And he said the biggest problem we have is they want to make, those beautiful Mercury engines that you see, the outboard engines, the inboard. They want to have them all electric now.
They want to have them all electric, do they? Are they forcing you? Or people just want them because they're quiet, and when you're fishing, it doesn't scare the fish? Is that where we're going?
And I said to the owner, like a guy like Mario, very similar, very, very.
Yes, they all look alike. They're all in golf shirts. They've got really short haircuts, rosy cheeks, a little bit bloated.
Very successful, built from nothing. Now he's one of the biggest boat manufacturers. I said, how bad would it be if you went all electric? He said, well, the one thing is it's very heavy, so we don't think the boat can float. So they're off to a bad start. Number two, they have the same problem.
So basically, the Biden administration is mandating that boats become anchors, I think. Simply.
Big. It's very big, so we'll have very little room in the boat. The thing is like 8 times larger than what you need for a gasoline-fired engine.
A gasoline-fired engine.
And I asked him a question. He said, you must be scientific.
Yeah, that's what I would say. You must be scientific.
Because my uncle was a great student, and then he was a great professor at MIT for 40 years. He has the record, longest-serving professor in the history of MIT. That's pretty good, Wesley, right? Dr. John Trump. And
And so all the brains in the family went his direction?
I used to talk to him about things like this, but I said to him...
Yeah, you used to talk to him about electric boats all the time.
He said, nobody's ever asked me. I said, what would happen if you're out at sea and your boat sinks and you have a whole big electric deal under you? Would you get electrocuted? He said, nobody's ever asked me that question.
It's just so... It hurts. It's... I guess he revisits this one every time. Again... why would you be stuck in the ocean if you still had charge in your batteries for... Never mind. I don't know. Why the fuck am I answering this?
I said, I'd like to know. What would happen? He said, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I said, so...
He said that because he knew he was talking to a moron.
If that boat goes...
Because you can't say to Donald Trump, no, that's fucking ridiculous. No, that's not how it works at all.
Goes down and you have a shark that's 10 yards away. So you have a choice of a shark or being electrocuted. I will take electrocution every single day. Do we agree?
So I guess you'd be lucky to be... So it's the people in the gas boat that have to suffer being chewed to pieces by sharks? Is this the... What the shit?
Anyway.
Oh, by the way, General Dynamics electric boat. Look it up. I will. Hold on 1 second. Let me grab that. Past, present, future submarines, electric boat, new construction, maintenance, ground ship. Okay, that's yeah. Well, these are like most of these are nuclear too, nuclear power. They run on electricity, but it's created by a nuclear reactor. Okay.
The day I take office, I will cancel Crooked Joe's electric vehicle mandate. Okay.
There isn't.
Okay. Unless Mario doesn't want it.
Unless Mario doesn't want me to, in which case he probably will because of the subsidy.
Unless Mario says don't do it, or Steve, can I do it, Steve? I don't know.
I don't know. I was just like, I just don't want to be eaten by a shark. What an asshole.
Unless Mario says don't do it, otherwise I'll do it. We're going to cancel it the first day. In fact, I even said the first hour. After the speech, you know the long, beautiful runway you walk up after the speech?
Yeah, the big runway. Sure. Yeah, that's what I call it.
I will
That's what everybody calls it. Everybody calls it the long runway.
sign the papers as I'm walking up, okay? We won't even wait till I get to the office. True.
True. It never happened, but true.
It's true. Yeah, Texas was a big beneficiary of what we did, and the
What? Getting rid of electric boats?
fumes are burning lightly now, but they're still burning a little bit, but in...
Hold on. The what are burning? Someone's lighting their farts? What are you saying?
It's true. Yeah, Texas was a big beneficiary of what we did, and the fumes are burning lightly now, but they're still burning a little bit, but in another year, you're going to see how bad it is because you...
Oh, I don't know where the fuck this came from. This is This is him saying that Biden's is benefiting from the fumes of his presidency. That their policies, Biden's economy is running on their fumes. He said this before, but he skipped that whole part of it, insofar as we know, and just went straight to saying fumes for no fucking reason. The fumes. Get the fuck out of here.
Here I am like an idiot.
There's your fumes. How about them fumes? Texas, those are your fumes, Texas. Breathe deep.
You know what's happened? You know what? You all see the future. The future is bleak.
It does. It is. It's a bleak future, mainly because of the weakness of the people of Texas. You know what I mean? Most of the time, they used to be bootstrappers. Now they're just fucked. There's nothing. If the federal government doesn't help them or get out of the way, they can't accomplish shit. You know? Sad.
Under the Trump administration, electric, hybrid, and gasoline-powered engines will be allowed all over our country and all over the world. But
yeah, but states' rights being what they are, states could mandate whatever the fuck they want to sell. You could just drive gas cars around, but gas is going to be expensive, unnecessarily so. We already have gas. Oh, look, electric cars. Look, hold on. How do you pronounce it? I don't want to fuck it up. It's
illegal. Yeah, look.
That's right. Look. It used to be that electric cars had a 50 to 90 to 60 to 120 mile range, and now they're at 350, 400 miles, which is the range of a gas car. The only difference is the charging time, in that wherever you stop when you're driving, you have to stop for like 45 minutes while it speed charges on the modern cars. In which case, you can have a meal, stretch your legs, sit the fuck down. You can factor it into your travel time, and off you fucking go. And that's just now. That's not even where the technology is going. In a couple of years, it ain't going to fucking matter. You'll either have a primary battery swap that goes with the speed charge, or the speed charge will be so fast that it won't require you staying for more than 10 minutes. Barely time to take for him to pee at his age.
But remember this, very important.
All right, remember this. Remember this, guys. Don't...
important.
Very important. Tetes. No, sorry.
That's allowed, but child sexual mutilation will not be allowed, okay?
Oh, good. I'm glad that's there. So you're outlawing circumcision. Good to know. I'm still... Look. TMI, but I'm still pissed. He's not going to... That's the first... Right after he gets rid of all the green mandates that don't exist, on his way... On the third step up, no more circumcision. Outlawed. But as a friend of Israel, fuck you. Jews everywhere. Nope. You can't. No circumcision. Thank you. Yes, that escalated quickly.
Will not be allowed.
You know, there was a time where, like, why would we even have to say this?
Right?
Right? unless Mario wants me to, in which case, if he and Matt Gaetz or somebody want to do it, then I got to let them do it. But I'm probably not going to do it, but I don't know.
You know, it's amazing when you run for office and you all of a sudden start talking about different things. And
yeah, even in the middle of a sentence, you start talking about different things.
If you put ourselves up, take great politicians like we have.
Yeah, if we put, sorry, what was that sentence again? If we put ourselves up.
About different things. And if you put ourselves up, take.
If you put ourselves up. Got it. Okay.
Great politicians like we have.
Yeah, put them up there with the great politicians like that. Yeah, absolutely.
In our various rows up here.
In our various rows, absolutely.
Asshole. And
right.
I didn't want to say front because I don't want to make them sound, you know, but they do have very good seats. They have very good seats, but
not like you assholes in the back, you know, sitting back there near the fake media,
but you
trying to hit on Chanel Rion, you pigs.
Take these politicians. Wesley, who would have ever thought as a politician we'd stand?
You'd have to stand up and say, I'm against circumcision.
Stand up here before a tremendous crowd.
Of obviously most people who aren't in the front row.
In Texas, where actually.
Well, all right, he seems sensitive about notating where he is.
The crowd is probably 5 times bigger. We want to keep it down, right? I said just as small, so we talk about.
Oh, I see. Yeah. You don't want it too big, you know.
Even outside, it's packed
energy.
And you have to see what's going on outside. Who would have ever thought that one of the things that we would talk about would be, we will stop child sexual mutilation.
Yeah. Why would you run on anti-circumcision? It's weird. It's a.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, I can imagine. I could imagine myself actually saying, I think circumcision should be illegal. Yeah. It's an outdated and unnatural practice on an infant. I mean, you don't need to fillet somebody's dick when they're born. It's weird. And if someone's religious practice, I think it's something you got to leave in the fucking rearview mirror. Sorry.
If you made the statement, even that statement, we will stop it. People would say, is he circumcised? Insane? Or we will give back parents their rights in school. They don't have any rights. No.
They have a lot of rights.
But who would think you'd have to make that statement, Sid, right? We will.
What the fuck? You're just rewording school choice, asshole.
Give back parental rights. People would say, if you said that 10 years ago, they'd say, what's wrong with that guy? Of course we have parental rights. Or, how about this one?
All right.
We will not allow men in women's sports. Who would say that?
Who was that? That's basketball, by the way. That's it's not another hand gesture.
No, but who would say it? If you said that 10 years ago, they'd say you're crazy. And now I have to say it.
Because now they say you're a bigot.
All the time, because they have men going into women's sports.
Fuck, is he going to do the bing, 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 bing? You're going to lift it, we do the thing, and then we do the bing, bing, bing. Yep, there he is. Screams, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't need to hear this shit again.
So Biden's Crooked Joe's green new energy calamity is one of the biggest factors.
The green new energy calamity, new GNEC?
Causing, as you know, the inflation disaster, which is.
Yeah, that's what it is. I blame solar panels for supply chain issues.
About the worst we've ever had. The typical American.
It isn't, but sure.
Family is paying more than $2,250 in increased energy costs since Biden took office. That's a lot. And if you look at the.
That's because they weren't driving at all during the year before. Because you could literally take out how much money you spent on gas in 2020, no matter what the cost was, you weren't driving anywhere. There was no place to fucking go. So of course there's going to be a giant leap forward. It was an unnaturally low trough. Again, this goes back to the whole, this asshole thinks that if he climbs out of a 6-foot hole, that means he's 12 feet tall now.
Overall cost, it's about $8,000 per family. You add up the bacon,
I do add up the bacon.
Bacon is up 5 times.
It is 5 times we've had bacon this morning.
5 times what it used to be.
5 times what it used to be. And imagine if we went all the way back to the 40s.
But food is up worse than energy, you know.
Yeah, worse than bacon. Now, I have a bacon, my car runs on bacon. So it's been very expensive. It's been very difficult. But it smells fabulous. And everyone follows me.
Energy is bad. This is your business. But food is worse and other
It is.
things are worse.
Yeah, but but food is worse and everything, and other things are
You
worse.
know, energy is bad. This is your business. But food is worse and other things are worse.
That's right. How many eggs? 5. 5 eggs! Absolutely.
By contrast, under the Trump administration, we reduced energy costs for the average American family by $2,500.
Yes, by shutting down the entire economy and no one had anywhere to go, so why drive?
A year.
Yes, 2000. You were literally driving so much less that you didn't have to refill your tank for 8 fucking months.
That's a big difference. $5,000. It's $5,000. Low-cost energy also helped us bring jobs and factories roaring back from China.
Oh yeah, like Foxconn. No, that's not it. Like Carrier. No, that didn't fucking happen.
China, Mexico, and all of the other foreign countries that have been ripping us
Yeah, all of them.
off for many years, decades and decades.
Yeah, totally.
We created an incredible 1.2 million new manufacturing jobs. Nobody said that was possible. Do you remember Obama? Did anybody ever hear of Obama?
Boo!
That's not very respectful, Sid.
Oh, I remember. Wait, you know what? I blitzed on it. Who's the fucking guy? Obama. That's the guy who served 2 terms. That's right.
Barack Hussein Obama. Remember? Remember Rush Limbaugh?
Yeah, he's dead, I think.
He used to go.
Before he went deaf from using drugs. But he used to go Barack Hussein Obama. Did he? He also used to say Barack the Magic. Yeah. I don't know what the timeline is and what he's saying. He used to say something, but did he say it before or after he had his cleaning woman, Reine Makafrau, before he had his Reine Makafrau buy 30,000 oxy pills for him?
Remember? He'd go
to the Haiti with Viagra and drugs.
Barack Hussein Obama.
And I just have my middle name means John, and nobody thinks of that in terms of shitter. That's where I put the classified documents, John. Like, I'm surprised.
He used to scream out. He will be missed, right?
Yeah, he will be. He's so not really.
He is missed.
He's missed. Yeah, but they,
He is missed.
he was hard to miss. He was a big dude.
But we created an incredible 1.2 million manufacturing jobs.
It went down by 100,000 since he mentioned it the first time. He said 1.3.
Everybody said
Hold on. I don't want to do this shit anyway.
we helped us bring jobs and factories roaring back from China, Mexico, and all of the other foreign countries that have been ripping us off for many years, decades and decades. We created an incredible 1.2 million new
Oh, he said 1.2. Okay, good.
manufacturing jobs.
He just picked it up where he left
Everybody
off.
said that was impossible.
It was 1.3 in the last speech.
Obama said it was not possible. Or senior citizen. At some point, though, people have to work and create things, not just
I'm sorry, what?
they'll be made in other places. We would have nothing to do. What are we going to do? They want to build just low income. Everyone's going to build low income housing. At some point, or senior citizen. At some point, though, people have to work and create things, not just places to stay.
Wait, what the fuck? Okay, back the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Possible. Obama said it was not possible.
Right, to bring back manufacturing.
He
Yeah.
thought we gave up on manufacturing, that places like this, Mario, wouldn't exist. You know that.
No, he literally didn't.
He
But
said that they'll be made in other places.
yeah, he said they'll be made in other places.
We would have nothing to do. What are we going
Yeah, we have nothing to
to
do.
do? They want to build just low income. Everyone's going to build low income housing. At some point, or senior citizen. At some point, though, people have to work and create things, not just places to stay.
Okay, I thought there might be a point there. That's just fucking gibberish. Yeah, I no. What the fuck? He's basically talking about maybe some sort of UBI-ish statement in the back of his head. It's like bouncing around. We're just going to pay to people to live because nobody works anymore because the fact we're just making money off the factories being elsewhere.
But in my next term,
so old people need to go back to work building cars
to accelerate our manufacturing resurgence, and we were setting records.
Yeah, you totally were in the numbers of places shutting down.
Not only were we building and doing it, we were setting records at doing.
Yeah, not doing it.
Manufacturing.
Like what? Name one of the places. Name any of them. I'm sure you can prattle them off. It was so many. You're setting records. You got to have them memorized. Which ones were they? There's probably 10 in Texas. You were probably just blathering about it earlier. You know what I mean? I mean, you could talk about like the 9 chip manufacturing facilities that are in Arizona now because of Biden's policies. You could talk about that, I suppose. You could talk about the UAW's deal and car manufacturing being on the rebound as well under Biden. And specifically, you could look at Ford and GM and any of those businesses. He could probably rattle those off. Not to mention the expansion of chip manufacturing in Silicon Valley itself. Those kind of factories are coming back, or materials made here, that kind of shit. You could. Biden could do that. Just do that. You were setting records. Just say it.
Jobs, because I was tariffing and taxing China and other countries at a level that
nobody had ever seen
made
before.
it more competitive for companies like this to build here than it was to build over in China to deliver here, where we would actually build cars in China, and I put a big tax on those cars coming in and stopped it.
So there weren't any.
But we would build cars in China.
Would we?
And sell them in the United States.
No, not really.
And lose our jobs.
No. First of all, China and Japan are different places. Japan also has more factories here than they do in their own country. So what Chinese cars would those be? Peugeot?
And China and other countries, not just China.
Not just China, not China at all.
Other countries.
Other countries like Slovenia.
They'd say, we're not going to take your cars at all. If you want to make cars and if you want to sell them in India or if you want to sell them in any one of many countries, come over here and build a plant, but you're not going to sell them if you make them in the United States. We let this go on for years. We stopped it.
No, he didn't.
And who can blame them if they get away with it? Who can blame them? That's why they became such monsters in terms of manufacturing, because of our politicians who were very stupid or corrupt, but who were very stupid people. They destroyed our country. I mean, they've destroyed the manufacturing base of our country.
Have they? But you brought it back, man. That's the thing. That's why you were able to make all your Trump gear here in the. Oh fuck.
You look at shipbuilding, how few ships we build.
Yeah.
Look at some countries like South Korea. Their laws set up for them to build. Our laws set up for us not to build. But it's pretty scary. During the Second World War, we were building a ship a day. Today, you can't build a ship in 4 years. It took us 10 years to build the Gerald Ford aircraft.
Oh, motherfucker. That's a whole new class of military boat. They didn't start construction 10 years ago and like, oh, fuck. Has anybody got the instructions for this son of a bitch? We're out of glue.
10 years. And then they decided to be cute. They used, instead of hydraulic elevators, they used magnetized elevators.
Magnetized elevators.
Asshole.
Instead of hydraulic elevators, they used magnetized elevators.
Okay, no. It's the launch system.
So if I have a glass of water, I pour it on this massive, that's the end of that.
10 years, they were like, hey guys, it's a ship. Maybe we should think about whether or not this thing might get wet.
They'll send, again, to MIT, they'll send a couple of scientists. The catapults were...
Yeah, so it's the catapult. He corrected himself. It's the catapult, not the elevator.
Made electric instead of steam. And when I went to the ship, it was in big trouble because it was, listen to this, Louis, it was $10 billion over budget.
Yeah, but it's a completely new system.
And I wanted to go and see this ship that was costing so much money. And I landed with a helicopter on top of this massive, incredible ship in Newport News, being made in Newport.
Newport? Is that next door to Cupert?
News. And I said to the people,
Newport News, as in port? Fuck me.
well, they all greeted me, and
yeah, that was good. That was the good part.
they said,
Welcome to Newport.
sir,
Did they?
this is the admiral, and this is the general, and this is this or that. I said,
Yeah, Admiral, General, whatever the fuck they use in the Navy. I don't know.
I don't want to meet those people. I want
I don't want to meet those people. I want to meet the guys running the thing.
to meet the catapult people. The people that have done the catapulting. They call them catapulters.
Is that what they call them?
And so they
They call them catapulters.
said, really, sir? Wouldn't you rather see the
Isn't it catapultists? Fucking
admiral
hell.
first? No, the ship is $10 billion over budget. I don't need the admiral. I want to find out what the hell happened because the catapults weren't working. So for 50 years we used steam, more. And that beautiful scene, that steam goes off and that plane gets thrown the hell off the power, beautiful.
Off the power, beautiful. Deck, I think, is the word he was looking for.
And it's cheap.
It is. Steam is cheap. He's making some right now. My God.
So
Just get it. You know what? I was gonna say, probably cut him off. Probably have somebody point at the teleprompters. Fuck it, let it roll.
bring these 5 guys over. One's named Joe.
Of course it is.
I said, Joe, hi. Yes, sir, I'm the chief catapulter. It's what I've done my whole life, sir. If you told him he could live in a penthouse in Trump Tower and have...
He'd go, I've heard those things are 3 times as big as the actual floors, and as a catapulter, that just seems like you'd never... That doesn't seem possible, sir.
the life of Riley that I did have before I did this crap. You do understand?
This crap.
Had the greatest life of anybody, Wesley. They say, what the hell did you do this for? I got more indictments than Al Capone. If I flew my plane right over there, they'd indict me for flying over his property.
It's adorable.
It's unbelievable. But I said to Mario, so let me ask you, Mario, you have a big problem with the electric category. Yes, sir.
Sorry, John's name is now Mario.
Flying over his property. It's unbelievable. But I said to Mario, so let me ask you, Mario, you have a...
John, you mean? John, Mario's the guy over there that you just pointed at. He's now, so this guy's on the boat. All right. So in your brain, fuck me. So your brain, John Mario, that's his full name. Mario John. Hey, the guys on the deck call me John. You can call me Mario. It doesn't really matter. Is it the fucking Donkey Kong outfit that's throwing you?
Big problem with the electric category. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. By the way, why are you calling me Mario?
I said, well, why?
And he said, first of all, let's work out this whole Joe Mario thing.
Because it doesn't work, sir. And when it breaks, you have to be a rocket scientist to fix it. It's so complicated, we'll never understand it, sir. I said, well, which is better, steam or electric?
The thing you've been working on forever or the new thing you're trying to learn?
Steam, sir.
And you went, you sure, Mario? John Mario? Mario John? You sure?
I said, why did they design electric? Because it can keep going like this all day long, but it takes us 59 seconds to reload a plane. And when we reload the plane, the steam builds up and it's all set, sir. It's perfect. It works so well. And we can fix it with a blowtorch if something happens. And if a wave hits it, it actually cools us down, sir. We love the waves hitting us. If a wave hits the electric, we're out of business, sir. We might, we'll die with this thing. I said, it'll never work, will it? No, sir.
It, just so you know, I'm pretty sure it works now. Yeah, these are, it's maglev, essentially. Yeah. Uh-huh. Let's see, there we go. The USS Gerald Ford, R. Ford scored a double first less than a week after commissioning. The nuclear-powered supercarrier launched and recovered a fighter plane for the first time using electromagnetic catapult on July 28th. The Super Hornet, piloted by Commander Jamie Struck, congrats to Jamie Struck for being the first person to use that, was launched from the flight deck by the Electromagnetic Launch System, EMALS, shortly after arrival, when it made the first arrested landing with the Advanced Arresting Gear system. At first sight, the landing and takeoff of the Super Hornet of the Ford looked as conventional as any other touchdown and launch, but the superficial similarity hid technology that had never been used at sea before. Over 60 years, aircraft carriers around the world have launched fixed-wing aircraft using steam catapults, wherein a head of live stream blasted a piston down a slot into the flight deck that dragged the airplane along and hurled it into the air. It's a system that worked, but it's complicated and requires a lot of crew to operate it and maintain it. Manufactured by General Atomics, the EMALS aboard the Ford replaces for the first time all that steam plumbing with an electromagnetic railgun that does the same job, but is much simpler in design and easier to power. According to the U.S. Navy, it's more reliable, easier to maintain, and has a higher launch energy capacity than previous systems. Anyways, but I mean, who the fuck am I? What do I know? I'm not Mario.
They spent $900 million on extras, cost extras, to fix it, and it never really got fixed.
It got fixed. It got fixed while he was president. It's in use now. It's literally in use now.
Never really got fixed.
It really got fixed.
And then Joe told me one other thing. He said, sir, check
Joe Mario? Oh, or Biden. I'm confused.
out the elevators. They're a disaster. I don't work on elevators, sir, but speak to my counterpart. They have these massive elevators, bigger than this area, that lift up like 6 planes at one time. You know, you're in an emergency. You can't do 1, 2. And they're magnetized. Magnets pull them up. Now, I don't know too much about that subject, but I'd rather have hydraulic.
Really? I don't know. It sounds like you got. I mean, you got a real handle on it. I think it's just kind of that kind of like that sideline brains you get from your uncle from MIT, obviously.
Hydraulic. Wouldn't you think so, Mario? You have hydraulic. I want hydraulic.
Yeah, me too. Who doesn't?
You know, you could have a.
That's what he used to get out of bed in the morning.
Tractor. You get a D10. They even have a D12 now. Caterpillar. And
oh dear.
And that thing can be hit by lightning. It can be hit by a blowtorch. It can be hit by any.
Yes, it can be hit by a blowtorch.
I think it's going to work. So I said, why didn't they use the hydraulic system, sir? He goes, they didn't use it, sir, because they don't know what the hell they're doing, sir.
Is this Mario or Joe talking?
And they were having a huge problem with the elevators because when they're magnetized, it's very delicate. And when they break, nobody knows how to fix them. Can you imagine you're in a battle, Louis, and you need your planes up on the deck fast?
But you can't because you have to wait for the steam to reload, and you're trying to get the stuff out of there, and you're using the steam to catapult the planes off the deck and to power the hydraulic system for the elevators, and you have to choose between one or the other, and you're sitting there going, fuck, we're on a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. We should be able to divert all this extra power to the catapults and the maglev things, but we went with hydraulics like assholes.
And they say, well, the water's a little rough today. The elevators got hit by a couple of drops of water, and now they're out. That's where we are. So
no, we aren't.
It's just one other thing. They built the aircraft carrier differently. They put the cabin, the tower, not in the middle. You know the way it's shaped this way, right? He would know exactly what I'm talking.
Yeah, he would know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about, but he knows.
Talking about. Steve, you would know too. It's shaped this way, right? And the hardest thing for a pilot to do, great pilots, the hardest thing to do is land a plane on an aircraft carrier. And some of the best pilots in the world can't do it because they're claustrophobic a little bit. You don't want to be a pilot, even if you're really good, if you're claustrophobic.
Because of the cockpit? Hold on. Mm-hmm.
Not if you're landing in the middle of the sea. And as big
Yeah,
as that
clearly.
aircraft carrier is, when you're up there going at 1,000 miles an hour,
Something like that.
looking for your aircraft carrier, and then you
Yeah, you can't find it. So it's the wings they get in the way.
spot a little, like an ant in the ocean. It's big when you're next to it, but it's not big when you're up there.
Oh boy.
And you got to land that thing on a little.
Hold on. What the fuck is he talking about? I just realized we've been listening to this dickhead like he's actually making sense for the last half hour. The fuck is this? The fuck is he talking about?
Tiny deck, as big as it looks, it's tiny.
Jesus Christ, they have instruments. What are you all right.
Those are the most talented people.
Because they can find it from space without looking.
So what they did is they
fly upside down and then look out the roof and they go, oh, there it is.
built the aircraft carrier, and they decided to put the tower, you know, the tower where the admiral is and the captain, and they're all, you know.
Yeah. Basically the penthouse where they all sleep.
They're talking to all the other ships that are
Yeah, they're talking to all of the ships.
surrounding it, make it safe. Beautiful scene, like the Roosevelt and others. Beautiful.
And others.
Beautiful ships. But I said, what the hell? Why do you have this tower in the back?
Gee, why do you have the tower in the back? This bothered you?
Well, sir, that's the way we decided. Nobody could tell me why.
Well, I mean, the Eisenhower is built the same way.
I said, but I knew a lot about the landings and the
Did you?
pilots and the talent.
Yeah, and so they can't spot it from the air if the tower is back a little further. We think they're going to miss.
And you have actually some great pilots. They just can't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, they just can't find it.
They just can't do it. They cannot land on an aircraft carrier for reasons. I mean, you know, they can't
Yeah, reasons. Hashtag reasons.
do it. They may be better than some of the pilots that can land.
What the fuck is this asshole talking about? What is he talking about? All right, enough already. What the shit? What the fuck is he? Okay, first of all, this is all right. Hold on. This is hold on. That's the Ford class right here, right? This is the big one, and this is the Eisenhower. That's what it looks like. What the fuck is he talking about? I don't understand. What is it? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What is this? What? Imagine being in this crowd and this man is telling you why he should be president again. And he's going off about how some pilots can't land on an aircraft carrier. No shit. All right, give him a chance. I will shoot.
But they can't do it.
Yeah, sure.
So I said, when you move it to the back,
It gets confusing.
doesn't that create a problem for the pilots?
No.
Because that's back there. You got to land it. That means you're landing like you got to miss that tower on top of everything else. You could. Have more deck space in the back, right?
No. They're landing on the fucking landing strip, asshat. They're not dodging the fucking tower.
Yes, sir, that's right.
No, it's not right. Nobody said that to him.
I said, who was the architect of this ship? So I called the people. The admiral said, I'd like to meet with the architect.
Oh, the architect?
I said, could I ask you one question? Yes. Now, you understand, this is the largest ship in the world. This is like Kennedy Airport in New York.
Okay, so you're saying that they probably got plenty of runway and space to land?
We wish we had runways that big, right?
Well, I don't know. If the tower's where you say it is.
I said, may I ask you one question? And I don't mean to be rude. Yes, sir. Have you ever designed a ship before?
Jesus Christ.
And he said, well, I worked on a couple. Now, this is crazy, Wesley.
What the fuck?
You could look at things that they do. And I said, I have one more question. Why do you have this room on the bottom, these very unusually shaped rooms?
All right. I honestly, What the ass? All right, I got. As soon as he gets through this fucking story, I'm calling it for the night. But what in the ever-loving hell? This is last night.
So that's where we store ammunition. I said, so you store all of your ammunition under the tower. How does the captain feel about that? Okay.
Well, he goes down with the ship if it's hit, so he's fine.
And the truth is they made a mistake, but nobody ever talked about it. I said, why do you store them? I mean, this guy's gone. If that'll be the first place they aim.
Aim for the tower. By the way, hey, asshole, maybe don't tell the world that that's where the ammo is stored. I'm just going to go out on a limb. Maybe it's normally stored in the front, and they moved it to the back for this particular reason, but you're just telling all of our enemies where the ammo is stored.
They used to have it in different compartments all over the place so people couldn't figure it. The whole thing is under the tower.
No, it isn't.
Now, maybe by now they change it. But they had a 10, it was supposed to cost $3 billion or less. And I think it ended up at $18 billion for one ship.
Yeah, but it was also the design process. And they make another one, it costs less because part of the money, the building of the ship materially versus the outfitting of new systems. Fuck.
One ship that's improperly designed. It's very sad. And I caught a lot of things, and fortunately, some of them I was able to do a lot about, like
they moved the tower back. No, it's still in the same place because they changed the magnet, the maglev. No, that's still there. How about the elevators? You got them switched back to hydraulic. No, they're still oh, I see.
Don't build it this way anymore. I put out an order, only hydraulic elevators, only steam catapults.
And they went, you're a fucking lunatic, go away.
But some idiot, some egghead probably would override that now.
Yeah, some egghead.
You know, because those are different. But I tell you these stories because it has to do with what you do, Mario, because it's the same thing. It's common sense.
Excuse me, that man's name is John.
A lot of what we do is common sense. People say, are you a conservative? No, I'm a conservative, but I'm a person with great common sense, like 95% of this audience.
Yes, common sense is not thinking like a commoner. And somebody who has a generic knowledge of shit wandering around very highly specialized areas and going, that doesn't look right. Why the fuck would anybody do that? Why would you use rope on something like that? Why wouldn't you use a belt from a 57 Chevy? That seems like that's what I would do. Whatever. Well, it's because of we have scientists and engineers working on it all that. I don't know.
It's not 100%.
It isn't.
Steve, I guarantee you he has common sense, right? It's common sense.
It is. It's common sense that you want to never improve your ships.
Because you don't have to have a label. I mean, it's like...
This is him, like, backing away from being a conservative.
I don't...
Because he's responsible for a third of our national debt.
I want open borders. I want low taxes. I want great education. I want wonderful housing at low interest rates. I want voter ID. I want voter ID.
Well, then you should have passed a federal bill saying everybody in the United States gets a citizen-based ID card that no state can take away. Oh, wait, Republicans would vote against that because it's the mark of the beast.
I want voter ID. So we're going to create millions of new jobs, and we're...
No, he's not. Okay, anyways, that's that. I think that was a good jump in the current state of affairs. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the radio show. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. Patreon.com/HalSpark. Great way to support the show. And you can do it annually if you want to. Over the holidays, I'm going to turn Cameo back on because they keep bothering me. So I will be doing those for the holidays. In the meantime, though, I'm trying to schedule my debate with Daniel Ball. And that means I've got to make my way down to San Diego, the whale's vagina, to do that debate. We'll figure the timing out on it. It'll be either right after the next jam or perhaps I'll just make a special trip. Fuck it. Who cares? Let's just make a special trip out of it. I don't care. I like San Diego. It's lovely. So, yeah. Anyways, you want everything, don't you? Yes, I do. Anywhere you are. There you go. But that's the current state of Donald Trump's mental health as he gives a speech in fucking Texas, rambling about how he knows more about shipbuilding than than the people who work on them and design them and the military. And I know more about the generals. Okay.